Pirates to the Padres this offseason.
He grooves that first fastball for a strike. We're pretty good. I mean, he didn't win many games, but as we know, for pitchers, that's not so
support at all in a Pittsburgh Pirates uniform.
Tries to get Isaiah to chase that one, but he would not. No. IKF 0 for 4 wins offensively in their first 2 series. That one breaks off the plate. Musgrove's 2-2, and this one's on the ground right to second. Cronenworth is there. And that is out number 1.
From when we saw him in the Houston Astros, back when he was kind of doing that swing roll, making some starts, going back and forth.
He gets ahead of Anderson Tejeda, recalled today, and Anderson could not hold up. It's 0-2. We saw him make one of the most insane plays of the year last year, right here in this ballpark, out there in right field.
In his position, we see more and more of that throughout the game and in these shifts.
There's a beauty right in there for strike 3 on Tejeda. 2. That hesitation in my mind, thinking what plays that stood out for the year in all of Major League Baseball. Everybody was talking about that one. It's count 1-1 now. Used in the past, so he continues to change it up as Musgrove pins one on the corner for strike 2 from the balanced bat that he uses. Got away from Carroll. I think there might be some level of comfort up there. 2-2. Stay alive.
And what's interesting too with the Rangers out.
Swing and a miss, and Musgrove gets a couple of strikeouts in his perfect first. Got a couple of strikeouts. First pitch swinging low, rolls this one out onto the grass in right field. Musgrove covering the bag. It's going to be really weird for people in the future to go back. You know how, like in the last, all the terminology and symbolism and whatnot that we've used all these years now doesn't make a lot of sense, or doesn't. First base runner of the night against Musgrove. Solak hitting .238, and he pulls that one just foul. Musgrove, the broad-shouldered right-hander, and he gets Solak to chase strike 3.
Changed the game for him. He has seen his strikeouts per 9 jump by nearly 4 per 9. His first start kind of kept that same rate.
Slider misses.
Take a look at this. But he also said some mechanical changes, some different ways that he is training.
Guzman in the air. Short right field, and it's another 1-2-3 for Musgrove. 8-pitch inning for the right-hander. It's bottom third of the order now.
We saw that Italian horn that he has around his neck, Joe Musgrove. And he got the San Diego S&D, and it said like established whatever 1991 or whatever it was. Gonna get drafted by the Padres. And he's like, no, Grandma. He's like, it's, you know, just San Diego, like where we're from. He grew up 20 minutes from Petco Park. And he's like, oh, just, you know, it's San Diego because I'm from San Diego. And she was all frustrated. And he slapped me upside the head because I got an SD tattoo. Well, it's all working out now. And I'm coming back home.
Jack Murphy Stadium, and then at Petco. There's strike 3 called, and he strikes out Trevino, looking his 4th punch out of the night.
Those two things, and he wants them to find that balance from top to bottom, and it's easier said than done, obviously.
The lowest swing percentage against pitches in the strike zone. And I know it's early, and you got to be a little bit careful with some of that stuff. So that's why, of course, he doesn't want his guys offering at those pitches too early. Now, he said he'd be more interested in the pitches down the middle or the hittable pitches. Said that patience that has been there. And that does mean they've been taking a few more strikes. Now, that's just a nasty slider. That's part of it. You got a nasty slider.
He's ahead of White, 1-2. And Eli lifts this one, but to not very deep center field. And that is out number 2. Time for a Chevy game.
Afterward, yes, we messed that up. But what really got me was that when you watch that, if you go back and watch, it's a strike, whether it hit you or not. So it wasn't like he was like, oh yeah, that might have been a strike. He called it a strike. That's what I.
Up. But that's like 15 minutes in. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. You got to be able to.
We can see it clear as day, though. That probably should be something that you can challenge and something that can go to replay. I understand why we have those kind of judgments. Almost defeats the purpose, I think, of having replay.
2-2 has popped up foul. The game the Rangers would win 2-1. And he hits this ball sharply, but right to the standard second base position. To second, his first time in.
And I would put Joe Musgrove in that same category, what we were talking about going to the break, which was the Padres going out and getting players and saying, well, where do they even fit in, right? Profar in the lineup right now because of injuries. Joe Musgrove, you mentioned it, he was the opening day starter in Pittsburgh. They acquire him this offseason, as we saw all season long.
In the air down the right side, foul. Two-1, and that is high. So Grove has been really in command so far. And this ball on the ground, shortstop. Kim is up quickly. It's sort of first in time. Now Anderson Tejeda struck out looking his first time up, and he watches ball one. Certainly, he looks pretty good tonight. And he proves that one for strike one.
With some movement on it as opposed to just a straight fastball when you're behind in the count.
Another strike. Go back to the end of last year, and he's got a scoreless inning streak going right now of what, like.
Fantastic. He looks really sharp here tonight. Seems like they got Joe Musgrove just at the right time.
Yeah, they did, and he gets another strikeout. That's his fifth of the on, and Gallo, the hitter here. Uh-oh. There we go. First Rangers base. A chance to do some damage here. Take strike one. Foul tip. 0-2 on low. Caratini got one off the bare hand.
I think the foul tip got him on the hand.
Two-strike pitch to low. And he lays off a good one. Off the plate. 2-2. Musgrove readies again. Wide open left side of the infield. This one pulled to the right side, but foul. Was out there for Nate Lowe. 2-2. And that ball's hit hard out to right field, but right to Will Myers.
So I did see, as I mentioned it earlier, only about 20 minutes from Petco. But also heard him talking about how his father was introduction to really falling in love, I think, with the Padres.
Solak lifts this one into short right. And Cronenworth covers the ground to go out there and get it one away. I mean, really hasn't been threatened much tonight. The line out of Nate Lowe last inning. I mean, kind of reaching here looking for something.
Shift for it.
Yeah, that's true. 1-1. That's one. The whole 1 and 2. Emily?
If he can hit, we need him out there in the field for sure. And we've seen that tonight, obviously.
Yeah. One of the absolute best in the game defensively is Ronald Guzman. It was nice to hear those stories about how winter ball went, winning that MVP, hitting that league, especially toward the end. A lot of the big leaguers will come back, both pitchers and hitters.
Musgrove, that's another strikeout to the ledger.
Being curious and inquisitive.
Routine ground ball shortstop, and Kim takes care of Trevino. It's an 8-pitch inning for Musgrove. It's a little later. Eli White getting it off here, and that slider misses upstairs. Well, full team ERA was 1.97. Musgrove with a low pitch count so far is 1-1 pitch. Strike 2 on Eli White. 1-2. White takes a hack at it. Here tonight at Globe Life Field. 1-2, and that's off the plate. Rangers have had just one base runner tonight. This one sharply hit foul.
So many different speeds and so many different breaks.
White works the count full. All right, the payoff on the way, and a swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Musgrove, one away. He puts this one in the air, short center field. Grisham, though, able to get to it easily, and there are two gone. Goes after the first pitch. Down the right field line, slicing away foul. 0-2 on Kiner Falefa. Right-hander working with Caratini. They seem to be in sync all night. That slider works away. And that one looks good. Strike three called. So Tejeda recalled today's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, and he waves at strike one.
So doesn't want to take too much of that aggressiveness away from him, but at the same time, he does need to understand when it's time to weather the ball out of the ballpark all the time.
That's this one on the ground, foul for strike two. Stays alive. Swing and a miss to Tejeda with strikeout victim number 9. Up and in. Gallo, the only one with really any significant for a third time on any given night. Gallo hits it sharply down to first. Profar is there, and there are 2 out.
Pen. It's a part of him that's like, hey, how about a single and the guy gets thrown out trying to stretch it into a double would be maybe ideal for Jay coming off of.
Musgrove's going to be a tough guy to convince, though. I mean, look, you're the manager, you make the decision.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's starting to run short on time. Off the play. Oh, pardon me. The strike.
Games of exactly 233.
Tough to do.
Not going to happen now.
No, it is not.
So that history's out.
Actually, there's activity in the Padres bullpen. 2-2 pitch. Full count.
Be your last hitter.
3-2.
Yeah, slider.
And he gets low. 10th strikeout with a no-hitter. Next, Solak will be the first batter he deals with. It's tough to do. And it's the longest. But the Padres the only ones without. Swing and a miss. It's 2-1. Beginning of the broadcast.
It'd be a great story, no doubt. I mean, I don't want to see the Rangers get no hit, but it certainly would be a really good. And how much more of a strikeout pitcher he has become this last year and a half.
Did it at U.S. Cellular. 2-2. That's Shillelagh foul. In Solak, he's 0 for 2. Here it comes. This one on the ground, shortstop. Kim right there. 1 away. On in now, he's 0 for 2. He hits this one on the ground, down to Profar. And on 2 knees, grabs it, gives it.
Your throws so far this season. Now we know Lance is a little bit of a different beast.
Now I understand after the game, he went to the bull.
But if Joe Musgrove
8th inning, he has to go out in the 9th. Trevino takes strike 2. Now, with a no-hitter through 8 innings, if he gets Trevino, it'd be hard for a franchise that does not have one to pull him out.
he is thinking about Joe Musgrove first more than whether or not there's going to be no hitter.
Liner to right, and it's caught by Myers, and Joe Musgrove has a in the 9th. Takes a backdoor slider, ball 1. 1.
In his career, 31 plate appearances for.
He's a good guy to have in this spot. And he hits this ball hard, but right to second base. And Cronenworth. Musgrove will have gone through the order 3 times. And there's strike 1, 2. And there's a decent amount of brown and yellow. Padres games without a no-hitter. Tapper, first base side, and Musgrove will put the tag on Taveras. But it's been a long time for Padres. 0 for 3. Struck out his last time in. Bouncer, shortstop. Kim is there.